hear the drum? The sound of the drum in many African communities symbolize that you are about to listen to an important information or a story. Today, you are about to listen to my story. I was 7 years in Liberia when the town of Bangan fell in the hands of the rebels. That morning, we woke up by gunshot. Everyone was confused. My mother ran into my sister's room and woke up her and held her by her hand and came to my room and took me and put me on her back, ran into the crowd towards our village. After more than 5 hours, we reached in our village very hungry and tired. We ate our evening meal and went to bed. The next morning, the village was peaceful and quiet. As children normally do, my friend and I took our football. We went to play. Suddenly, we heard a gunshot, this time very close. We ran in our houses. The rebel came after us, dragged us to the village square, forced the other women and men, including children, to sit in circle and watch them brutally rape young girls, many of whom are our closer relatives. The rebels soon left, leaving behind a deeply traumatized community. Out of fear, many of the villagers felt the rebel could come back. Therefore, my mother took us to a nearby farm. There, near the farm, there was a cave we took refuge in. During the day, my sister and mother would go in search for food. This is why I really appreciate my mother and sister for their resilience. Had it not been them, I would have been killed or even become a rebel like some of my friends. The war was over. The country slowly returned to normal. I can remember one Christmas vacation. My village and the neighboring village was having a football match. The microphone used for announcement caught my attention. I pick it up. I begin to look. Maxine Coronion gets the ball. He passed it to Dave Marwa. Dave Marwa moved over. He gave it to that Maxine. Maxine back to Dave. Dave to Camille. Camille gave it to Maxine. Maxine struck it out. It's a goal! Thereafter, some of my friends came. Did you do that? That was amazing. But there was this one old man who never called me by my name again. He referred to me as my journalist. Oh yes. That was the beginning of my broadcasting journey. I established a radio station that became popular because of the program such as reconciliation, women empowerment. But because of political interference, we could not continue our broadcast. I became so frustrated and decided to embark on the long and dangerous journey to Europe. But I didn't go anywhere. I got stuck in Guinea. In Guinea, I met this wonderful woman who gave me a lot of reasons not to leave from Africa. And one of those reasons is love. Guinea is no different from Liberia when it comes to sexual and gender-based violence. On September 28, 2009, in the Fopa Stadium in Conakry, women and girls were sexually assaulted Some were held as sex slaves. Others were forced to walk naked in the street, all because of political retaliation or immediating the opposition. But the question is, why women are targeted for violence? There are a lot of reasons, but I give you two. One, the male-dominant society. Two, the culture of impunity. The male-dominant society, men feel superior to women and treat them like objects or properties. The culture of impunity, perpetrator goes scot-free, all because of bribery, political affiliation, and ethnicity. For example, if the judge is associated with the perpetrator tribe, he chooses to look the other way and thereby compromising justice. I want to tell you, distinguished audience, I watch this kind of violence with my own eyes. I am a father to a daughter, a son to a mother, a brother to a sister. Now, as a social change maker, I can no longer sit and see my community sexual and gender-based violence continue. For this reason, we have established a new organization called Espero, meaning hope. A movement to restore hope and dignity for women in Guinea. We believe that sexual and gender-based violence can be minimized, if not eliminated. Not only in Guinea, all over the world. How are we going to do this? We have two approaches. One, social mobilization. Two, radio. The social mobilization will have two clubs. The first club will focus on school children. They will be given the opportunity to talk about social issues and debate before the community members. The second club will focus on 18 years and above women. They will serve as a supportive group to victims and survivors of sexual and gender-based violence. The two clubs will be using a mobile application to report on sexual and gender-based violence in our community. We will verify and contact the appropriate authority and partners to provide support for victims and survivors. The radio. The radio will serve as a platform for education, communication, awareness creation, and even rebuking the ills of sexual and gender-based violence. We invite experts, survivors, to explain about the myth and the stereotype surrounding sexual and gender-based violence. Distinguished audience, radio is very powerful. If it's being handled by the wrong people, it might lead to chaos, violence, like what happened in Rwanda.
Today is Sunday, 19th June 1994, and it is 4:22 p.m. Kigali time in studio of RTLM. Notice to all cockroaches listening now. Rwanda belongs to those who defend it, and you, cockroaches, are not real Rwandese.
But at Espero, We will use radio to change the mindset from male-dominant society to an inclusive society. Women will lead the change from violence to a peaceful, free, and safe community.
Welcome to Radio Espero. Listen to the sound of change. We amplify the voices of women in their action for equal rights.
Thank you.